Hey guys, it's Tony here at Game Free Blog again, just bringing you another video. I am bringing you this. I'm soldiering through my flu symptoms at the moment, so please forgive me if I sound a little bit hoarse. I can only breathe out of one nostril. I can only hear through one ear. I'm absolutely dying at the minute, but considering I love talking about games, I'm just sitting here and trying to bring myself out of my general malaise, so here we go. As you can probably tell from the title of this video, I want to talk about Aliens vs Predator, the video game that was released in 2010, and I'm going to kind of talk about this in regards to the upcoming Aliens Colonial Marines game, which is out in just over a week's time. It's the game that's being developed by Gearbox and published by Sega. So Aliens vs Predator, let's just get straight into it. I mean, Aliens vs Predator, I think the initial idea of Aliens vs Predator came around from the movie Predator 2. If you can remember, if you've seen Predator 2, there is the scene, it's very, very brief, but there's a scene in the Predator ship where the camera does a pan by inside the alien ship, and you see a collection of skulls which the Predator has been capturing from all of his battles and whatever from the different alien species, and you see a snippet of an alien skull on the wall. I think it was basically just the special effects guys or the director or whatever giving a little bit of a homage to the Aliens films, and I think as soon as everybody saw that, everyone had a bit of a geek fest and thought, oh, the Predators have been hunting aliens, so it spawned a comic book series and all that kind of gubbins. And then it got into the Aliens vs Predator films on the PC, which I believe were out before the movies. The movies came out. Some people liked them, some people hated them. Me, I didn't hate them, but I didn't really like them at all. The story was just very poor. There were some cool bits. I mean, the depiction of the Queen alien in the first Aliens vs Predator film was fantastic. But just as a film on the whole, I thought it was a little bit weak. I thought there was a lot more that they could do with it. But anyway, getting on to the Sega game, as I said, it came out in 2010. You could play through the 3 different campaigns. There was the Marine campaign, the Predator campaign, and the Alien campaign, obviously. They all had their strengths and weaknesses, but the reason I'm making this video is I was talking with a few people on Twitter, as I usually do, and a few of my friends as well, just talking about the games and seeing if I could get an online game together, and lots of people said that they really didn't like it. They thought it was crap, they thought it was awful. Some people have said it is like one of the worst games that came out that year, and sometimes I've said this before in a couple of videos, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but sometimes I think people just get completely over the top when they start dishing out the games as being the worst game ever. When people are talking about the worst game ever, you know, I think what they really mean is they just didn't like the game. I mean, to call Aliens vs Predator one of the worst games they've ever played, I think people are just saying it for reactionary purposes. If you want to play some bad games, I invite you round to my house and come and sit and play through some of the old Spectrum, some of the old PS1 games, some of the old SNES games. You know, there are games out there that are a billion times worse. I sometimes think people just don't know what a bad game is. Like, really, when people start saying that Aliens vs Predator was one of the worst games that they've ever played, it's like, come on, you don't even know what a bad game is. You really, really don't. I just honestly don't see where all the hatred for the game comes from. I'm not saying it was a perfect game in the least. I'm not saying it's amazing, it's the best first-person shooter that's ever been created. I am not saying that at all. All I'm saying is that all the people that come out and say it's the worst game that they've ever played or whatever are just being a little bit over-reactionary. I mean, I'm just looking on the wiki page for Alien vs Predator and just looking at the critical reception, so you can go and check it out for yourself. But, you know, according to Wiki, it got mixed reviews from critics, which it did. Metacritic's holding it at around about, 64 for the Xbox 360, 66% for the PS3, 68% for the PC versions. And just one of these reviews here, this also says something about game reviews in my eyes. There's some person, I think it's a girl from a website or a magazine called Game Zone. The name that they've got here is Dakota Grabowski. and that person, whoever it is, boy, girl, whatever, gave the game a 6 out of 10. Now, I'm going to direct quote here. Just listen to this. The quote is, "If the recent films on the Aliens vs Predator franchise haven't been painful enough to sit through, then perhaps video gamers worldwide are ready to stomach Sega and Rebellion's pitiful offering. Delivering poor results and half-baked ideas is my regret to call Aliens vs Predator the year's most disappointing title thus far." I mean, fuck you. I mean, you say Aliens vs Predator was 2010's most disappointing game title, but yet you give it a 6 out of 10. I mean, fuck off, really. I'm just completely ignoring that comment, because that person obviously doesn't know what the fuck they are talking about. And if you are Dakota Grabowski, firstly, you've got a shit name, and secondly, go and find a new career. Listen, I thought Aliens vs Predator was entertaining. It was great. You can just see from the footage here that it really did capture the atmosphere and everything of the films down to a T in my eyes. You know, it's a solid 7, 8 out of 10 game, I would say. There are things that are wrong with it. That some people were bemoaning it for a lack of eye in sights option, which I have to say does take off some of the accuracy when you're shooting at the aliens. But then again, you know, almost in the films, they were just kind of spraying and shooting those pulse rifles off left, right and centre. So, and to me, it just induces more of a kind of panic feeling when the aliens are running down at the corridors and you're just wildly spraying that pulse rifle around trying to hit them. I'm not making excuses for a bad control system here, because, as I said, I would have liked an eye in sight in the game so you could be a little bit more accurate with it. And again, I'm not entirely sure about the whole melee system that's in the game. I can see it working with the aliens, and I can definitely see it working with the predators. But when you've got a gigantic 7-foot-tall predator trying to hit you with his wrist blades, I don't think a Marine will be able to hold his arm up and just melee that hit away, or an alien with its huge lashing tail. I really don't think a Marine is going to survive that encounter. But on the whole, I thought the game was great. I thought the multiplayer was slightly flawed, because everyone just started using Predators when they found out how completely and utterly beefy they were. I didn't actually play the online all that much. It's kind of hard to figure out a way of really how to do that online when you've got the 3 species. I know there were ways of limiting what classes that you had in the game, but some certainly did have a bigger advantage than others. But I really did like each of the campaigns. I thought all of the campaigns were handled really well. They were short, but they kind of did what they had to perfectly well. You know, you're talking about a game that has got 3 separate campaigns that are all tied into a single story strand, which, on the whole, I just thought they did really well. I don't have a beef with the game. I think it's certainly an above average game. I don't know where it gets all the amount of hatred that it is from. And that's it, really. I mean, what are your thoughts on Aliens vs Predator? Do you think it's a bad game? Did you actually like playing it? You know, did you have some fun with it? Whatever, just let me know your thoughts about Alien vs Predator. And I want to get onto Colonial Marines as well, because you know, as I said, that's due out in 9 days here over in the UK. I've ordered the game. I'm going to be picking it up. I'm really looking forward to it. Everyone that I know is really looking forward to the game. They've watched the videos. They've seen how the game looks and everything. And everyone's like going, "Oh yes, it's going to be better than Aliens vs Predator." But look, don't kind of say that. You don't know until you start playing the game. It's all well and good thinking that the game looks great and thinking that the game sounds great, but it's exactly the same with Aliens vs Predator. I mean, look at it running now. The game looks fantastic. It sounds completely and utterly authentic. So I think everyone's, yeah, I mean, Gearbox are behind it and whatever. So you know, there's good things. Good things are. It's looking good for the game. Let me just put it that way. But you know, things can go back. The few things that I did not like about what I've seen about Alien Colonial Marines and all the videos of the gameplay is some of the canned animations in it. There seem to be quite a few canned animations where an alien will grab a Marine to, you know, bring him up to his head to puncture his tongue through his brain or whatever. and the other Marines just seem to be standing there unloading pulse rifle clips into this alien while it goes through the pre-done animation of the game. It doesn't seem like there's any way of cutting that out, which I hope isn't the case. I mean, technically, that Marine's going to be dead anyway, because even if you shoot the alien, the guy's going to be covered in acid blood. But everyone's kind of thinking that this Colonial Marines game is going to be the dog's danglies, if you like, and I believe it will be. But I think people are essentially coming out already saying that it's going to blow Aliens versus Predator out of the water when no one's played it. No one's played it. You're just going on a hunch about the game. And again, it just ties into me thinking that AVP just gets a complete bum rap. It wasn't a bad game at all. The thing that I'm looking forward to the most about Alien Colonial Marines is the 4-player co-op. If you haven't heard, I'm sure you have if you've been paying attention to the game, but it has 4-player co-op throughout the campaign, and as far as I'm concerned, it sold me on that, really. You and 3 more of your Marine chums storming around all the facilities, and if what they've kind of showed in the game, in the videos and everything so far, does actually transmit to the full game, it's going to be epic. It's going to be brilliant. Such little things as when you're running through a facility and you get to a door that's blocked, and a group of aliens are storming down towards you, and you've got 3 Marines holding off that wave of aliens, while the 4th Marine, if it's you've got to stand there with the laser cutter and kind of cut your way through the door while your other mates are guarding you. All that kind of stuff. If they can really integrate the familiar scenes that we've seen in the Aliens movie and put them all into the game, I mean, just colour me happy. Again, I'm just really excited. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm pretty much mumbling here. I shouldn't even really be doing this commentary just because I'm so full of the lurgy. But I just wanted to get it out there. I've been thinking about this, and it's going to be. I don't even know when I'm going to get better. So I thought, well, fuck it, why not? I'll just do it now. So guys, let me hear your thoughts about this. I really want to hear what you guys think. Did you like Aliens vs Predator the game? Did you think it wasn't that good? And please, if you want to comment and you didn't think the game was good, give me a decent idea about why you don't think it was good. Don't just say it was shit or anything like that, because it's really just not adding to the conversation at all. Give me some reasons why you didn't like the game, and are you getting Colonial Marines? Are you excited about getting Colonial Marines? Are you going to be playing Colonial Marines? Do you want to join me in a playthrough of Colonial Marines? I'm going to be playing it on day 1, probably squeezing some multiplayer in there. So if you want to join me in that game, please feel free to do so. So let me know in the comment section what you think of the subjects of this video. This is Tony from Game Freak Blog, signing out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care then, guys. Bye-bye.